Today is the day to port the G288. Now, I'm going to revise the numbers I left before. I was looking on the timing wheel and I was looking the wrong way. So it's not 104 for the exhaust, it's actually 97. So if you look at the video again, you'll see what I mean. Now, I've looked at that, so it's 97 on the exhaust, I've written up here. And transfers are 118, so it gives me 21 degrees blowdown. So I'm going to open the exhaust wider a little bit and a bit off the roof, so not much. I'm looking for 22 to 23 degrees blowdown. It's not going to be a wild torque, but it's going to be good torquey firewood torque. The intake 71, so I'm going to bring that intake to probably 81, about there. But I'll show you what I do with the transfers when I get to that point. But anyway, stay with me, guys, stay with me. Put a bit of light in the subjects. So I push that ring down using the piston to straighten it all up. And the ring's on the very base of that intake floor, so not sticking out at all. Hope you guys can see that. I've got the torch on the camera on the phone. Yeah, there you go. So I'll look at there, I'll put a black mark. About reckoning. So that will give me roughly what I want. Come on. There you go. So you can see the black line through there. Yeah, so you see the black line. That's come on, focus, this stupid thing. That is my line to go to. I like it, have it opens and shuts instantly. So I'm not looking at much, but they could add a lot. These are fairly long stroke saw, but long stroke saws, their timing changes a hell of a lot as the piston goes up and down. So I'll get that ground up, check it, the timing and stuff on the wheel, and we'll move on to the transfers and all that. Okay, I've grounded it away and I've hit 81 on my numbers. Just got to clean up a bit more, so I take them off the floor that way through here. Now, if you're going to do this, I put a ring on that first to get a straight line. I'd say it was 2 rings because I had to do another line there. You see that line just there? I've gone beyond it just a little bit to catch my 81. So 2 rings on top of each other, or would you put the ring on and don't push it all the way down. Put your finger through here and hold your ring up, and that should be pretty all right. But that's what you're after, 2 ring thicknesses, and put your piston down, push it down. But 2 rings thickness on the floor of that, and that should give you 80 to 81. Because long stroke, it takes a lot to actually move numbers, and all of a sudden they'll move real quick. So that's what you avoid. So now I'm going to move on to the transfers. Try and get this on video for you guys. Bit hard one in. So you can see it's not finished yet, so I'm just roughing it in. You can see the piston at the bottom of that intake opens up square to the base. That's your point, on off. Now, when you port saws, I might say a particular number for your port or whatever else, but porting's a sort of an art. I haven't mentioned I'm getting wider. I am a tad on one side, but really I want to make sure I've got right opening and the right height for whatever I need. I'll check that on this piston too as well. I might go slightly higher, but you got to look out for your bolt holes and stuff. But I really want as much fuel and air I can get in the bottom without being silly. I'm just going to have torque, not revving, because this will be doing hardwood Australia. So I want a 24-inch bar or a 36-inch bar. I want to pull comfortably and happily. I'll probably say this thing will probably have timing advance too, because last 272 I did, I still don't think it was running right, but after seeing guys muck around over in America, they put advanced timing, and that little knee tech I did yesterday, it needs still more advancing, so I'll probably have to do that. But I've got into the transfer chambers now, and I'll draw up what I want to do inside the transfers and show you guys why. Hang on, guys. Okay, now I put the piston at bottom dead center basically, so the transfer ports are open right now. Can I see that? No, you can't. Yeah, so they're open right now. I'll pull that out. I'll put a ring inside the cylinder just to hold it. So it's bottom dead center. Or when they just start open actually. So if I go any further, they'll open. But what I'm going to do is, and I'll set you guys back up again. Alright, I've lifted the piston up, the ring's a bit higher up, so the transfer chambers are just starting to open up. So if you get say a sheet of water or plastic and you lay it on a bit of an angle, say 70 degrees fall, and you add water to that sheet to let the water run down the hill, you'll find after a while the water will run together like a stream. It won't just flatten out. It's, the fluid becomes like the meniscus of the fluid or water tension. And I find that with soils too. So with this particular soil, I've done it before. That left-hand side and that right-hand side. So what I'm going to do is port that from the left-hand side to the left-hand side of that intake transfer. So it's going to be on an angle like that. So that it'll force it to go down like a river of water, one spot to the other spot. And we're doing that is, I don't want to introduce a step or a problem like that. So with that particular side there, I should be able to get to run and go down straight across that steppy dip there, around a roller coaster ride. And it should be the same on that side too, but I don't want to open the hole up because it just doesn't work. Now, if you've got case volume, which is good to get more air, more fuel, but you've got to also go overboard. You still have to get that piston to compress the case. Otherwise, it gets doughy. There's many things, but you can always go by someone else's numbers, but you're not here. So if you port this, it's rough. So 80, 81 degrees intake. These are going to be on a V. I'll actually try and get them sorted out first. With this particular cylinder, and that it's worth noting, the lower transfers are here, and there's room for it right beside the piston and the transfers for the fuel and that to go down. So it's not hidden or nothing like that. You don't get much flow through your piston, but you get more flow from the base. It's like a thing of a pumped up air balloon, and when you pop the balloon, it'll go wherever it needs to go real quick. So I've marked either side, little black texture mark. So I'll lift that up and draw it by freehand. I'll go from that point there, that point there, that point down there, angle it. So I'll have flow, but I don't want too much case volume, but I do want some, but it's just a balancing act. It's a ballet of everything. But I'll get that done, but yeah, that's what it is. So I can go big, but there's no point going big. That's the whole thing. All right, guys, I'll get this done. Okay, now, this is a piston. You put the piston in the way it goes. So if you like down there, like that. I'll do that first. I don't drop it too hard because the ring's there. Now, I'll get this part here, I get squared up. Need 4 arms. So that's basically it there. Right, so your pistons just like that. No, it still moves. Pistons just like that. And you can see all the black. I want to remove the black. So what ends up happening, the parts I remove will turn that into a funnel. So you can see that it goes at an angle and it funnels it down to the main hole. Same as that side there. And you don't want any leaps or anything like that. So concentrate that it's nice and flows, no steps, so it actually flows neatly. Now with the piston, I will cut it a bit more. The piston, it's a medial piston. I'll cut more of the windows to the base of that part here. So that will give me more case volume too, but I'm not going to go no further. I'll take the burrs and crap off. It's a pretty good piston though. But just a little bit more flow. As I said, the flow goes between the piston and cylinder as well. So that really won't help that much or make the piston lighter, but I like heavy pistons because a heavier piston gives you more torque. So Aussie hardwood, I don't want to scream it because no point. I want something that pulls a big chain. So I'll get them ground up, but you see, there's a particular angle. There's a funnel. So they're both going to be funneled in, and you've got to make sure when you do it, don't go past the edge of your skirt because your skirt's what holding the sole. So take your time. The top part's going to be where your skirt is the most, so I'll concentrate on the bottom part first, but just doing this part here, get all the high parts off the transfer chambers. There's lumps and bumps in there, you see that? Yeah. So, take your time, but it's all that, if you take your time and look at it carefully, you'll be surprised what you can do. But a little bit goes a long, long way. All right, guys, I work for hours now. For you know where I'm up to. So, that's where I started with the black lines for a funnel arrangement. So I've got that done now. So see, it's still a funnel and it gives more power because the funnels are down, but it gives a case volume. Case volume pressure is also, it's all it's weird, you know. It works for me. Not my part might be right for you. No one's important wrong. So it's a saw cuts timber and cuts it good. So I'm selling this saw, but I thought I'd just show you guys what's actually inside. So cleaning up the transfer. Now I'll go over this side and do that one, and I'll check everything, try and get a mirror image from side to side. I'll go in the house later on and flow water through the transfer chambers. Who was that? John Riley showed me that on video. I put water through that and make sure they're doing the same job, same squirt to the intake like that, across that. If not, I'll go back in and play with it more. But yeah, that's what it goes like now, guys. Right, onto it. So this is what I end up with, this port job. So this medial piston is a lot harder than the factory Farmertec stuff. So I made a bit of a mark just there. So that window there's a bit bigger, not much more, but that promotes airflow the way airflow to go. Come on, yeah. So this is the exhaust side. The other side just opened it up a little bit, but this one opened up a bit more and it goes back here. So the air will get pushed into this and go around better. So there's the other exhaust side. A little bit of a dimp there too, just to make it promote the airflow the way I want it to go. So that's it. I'll put that on the saw media. So there's the intake. So a lot more straighter now. So we open up. That's 81 degrees. Just checked it. There's the exhaust. So that'll help. Torch. There you go. So I made it a bit wider and a bit taller. The timing wheel and that depends how you feel. I like to see if there's a bit of light going through it and it just starts to bleed. I used to go first rail light, but I pretty well figure if I can see the light, the exhaust can go through that too. So I always go first bleed. But when you're doing stuff like this, guys, you gotta work it your own way to measure things, but always measure it the same way so you don't get yourself in trouble. Now this was 97 on the degree wheel. It's now 94. So total duration or blowdown I should say is 24 degrees. The transfers are 180. So yeah, that's the lower, and you see it's aimed backwards. Same with that one there. So I've gone right into the transfers and clean them up. So be nice. So all I gotta do now, guys, is put this saw back together and check her out so she goes. I'll clean the gasket off this one here, it's dirty. But yeah, just out of wash. Anyway, this will be an interesting saw, but she'll go up for sale very soon. Alright guys, thanks for watching.